Y'all, some of us be trying to fix what God told us to wait on and then wonder why it never comes together when we try to do it ourselves. And y'all, we know God is sovereign now. He doesn't need our help to do what only He can do. But sometimes He'll use our obedience, our waiting, and even our pain to reach people that we never thought our story would reach. You see, there was a time I would have tried to fix it myself. I would have reached, I would have pushed, I would have over-explained and tried to force a response because I didn't want to feel rejected. But this time, I did it differently. I did it differently because of God's Holy Spirit. The Lord told me to reach out to my daughter, y'all, and I obeyed. And when I didn't get immediate response, I didn't panic. I didn't complain. I didn't let my thoughts take over either. I just said, maybe it's not time yet. So I waited. And let me say this before I continue. Time doesn't heal all wounds. God does. Because sometimes when things are left unspoken, it doesn't get better. It gets worse. But today, y'all, I got a text from my oldest daughter that simply said, I love you too, Mom. And when I tell you God is faithful, I mean that. I mean that. We talked. We really talked about us. And we both understood something deeper. Something deeper, y'all. That everything, even the painful parts, had a purpose in bringing us together in that exact moment. And this part hit me differently because she's my oldest. She's the one who felt some of what I went through with my own mother. And then there was me. Y'all. I had to take accountability because healing, it doesn't start until accountability does. And I did. Not halfway, not with excuses, but fully owning the parts of me that needed to be confronted. I'm not ashamed of anything. I tell y'all that all the time. I'm not ashamed of anything because shame keeps you hiding. The truth is what sets you free. Because everything that happened in my life had a purpose. It had a purpose. And that's when it hit me. My series, Rising from the Ashes of Survivor Truth, it was never just about me. It's about all of us. It's about the parts we don't like to admit, the cycles we ignore until they start repeating, the relationships we hold on to while asking why we keep getting hurt. It shows how name calling can shape a child's identity, how children understand more than what we think they can, how trauma that isn't dealt with doesn't disappear, it just grows. It shows how sexual assault can leave lasting effects, how alcohol isn't the answer, how trying to be your child's best friend instead of their parent can create confusion, how praising one child can quietly create division, how a child feels when their mother leaves, no matter what the reason is, a job or whatever choice. It doesn't matter. It also shows how the truth, the real unfiltered truth, will either convict you or make you uncomfortable enough to reject it. Because the truth is, most families don't always like truth. They'd rather hide from it than heal from it. And the truth will divide. Not because it's wrong, y'all, but because it exposes what people would rather project. It separates those who are ready to grow from those who would rather like to stay comfortable. It will draw some people closer and push others away. And you have to be okay with that because truth was never meant to keep everyone. Come on now, y'all. It was meant to reveal who's willing to receive it. Now, healing doesn't start when everyone agrees with you. It starts when you obey God anyway, no matter your circumstances. These books, going back to that, y'all, it shows how low self-esteem doesn't appear out of nowhere. A lot of times it starts with the people closest to us. The words spoken over us, the things we were made to feel, the love we didn't receive the way we needed it. Come on now, y'all. And if it's not dealt with, it follows you into your decisions, your relationships, your identity, and your parenting. It shows how we can become what hurt us if we don't confront it. It shows how we try to fill spiritual wounds with temporary fixes, whether it's people, alcohol, attention, validation, and none of it works. None of it works. It shows humility, how pride isn't welcome when love is involved. How sometimes you got to lay your pride down even when you feel justified because restorations matter more than being right. And it shows something else we don't like to talk about enough, y'all. No matter what people say, I wouldn't have done that. That was wrong. You putting all your business out there. That doesn't matter. Obedience to God matters. Because when God tells you to do something, it's not up for public opinion or public debate. It's about alignment, not approval. And let me say this too. This isn't for everybody, y'all. Some people won't get the lessons from my books. They'll read with judgment instead of understanding, and I don't care. I really don't care. Because as long as the ones it's meant to receive it, that's all that matters. God is intentional, and I can't thank him enough, y'all. I promise you I cannot. And I'm going to say something real. I'm going to say something real, y'all. If I would have taken my life back then, I wouldn't have ended the pain. I would have transferred it. I would have left my children carrying something they didn't even ask for. I would have caused more damage than healing. And I would have been trying to escape temporary pain with a permanent decision. That's the part people don't like to talk about. God didn't keep me here for nothing. He ain't keeping you here for nothing. He kept me here because there was purpose attached to my survival. There's purpose attached to your survival. And now I see it. Because healing didn't just happen to me. It started to touch my family. That message from my oldest daughter, I love you too, Mom. That wasn't just a text. That was restoration starting, y'all. That was God showing me, I heard you. I saw your obedience. Now watch what I do. Woo. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. To them who are called according to his purpose, y'all. Romans 8:28. So if God told you to wait, stop trying to fix what only he can restore. Because I promise you he will restore it. God bless y'all.